Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's semi-original guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you a new matchup here today. So we are on No Water Shadows Chase You Endlessly. This match was sent in to me by one of these players to go over, and that's about it. Just go over it and see what happened. Apparently it's a wild game, folks. We have Alltac and Huff123 as our players today. There's a little bit of a tier discrepancy here. So our CEOs today are Grimm and Von Bolt. So Grimm, as a day-to-day ability, will get 130% firepower on all of his units across the board, but lose 20% defense. His Haymaker, or his, Knuckle Duster Co-Power, will increase his firepower to 150%, and the Haymaker Super Co-Power will increase the overall firepower to 180%. So it is a super powerful Co-Power. Now we also have Von Bolt. So Von Bolt, as a day-to-day ability, will have plus 10% offense and defense on all of his units. He does not have a Co-Power, but he does have his Super Co-Power Ex Machina, which will launch an Area 3 missile, stunning and doing 3 damage to anything that it happens to hit, including his own units. So, like I said about this map, folks, it's just Shadows Chase You Endlessly, but with no water. So, looks a little bit weird. A little bit too much plain for my liking, you know. Maybe it's a little bit too plain. I don't know. He said the thing. Oh well. So yeah, is what it is. But fun fact is, Grimm is the only CEO that can effectively 2-hit a Von Bolt unit on a city, because you need 140% firepower to do that. So Grimm with a comm tower can get that done. But those are our players. This is our map. Those are our CEOs. Let's go ahead and get into this one and see what went down, folks. Alright, so on the first few days, folks, you guys know the deal. Standard infantry builds, because you gotta get the infantry on the field. It is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. Beautiful. Alright, so I mean just basic chains at the moment. Not really anything out of the ordinary. Now, it's very weird to think about this map without water. Because normally you would have to, normally you would bring the black boat over, you would do a block. And then, the units would struggle to get down here and get this stuff, but we don't have any of that today, so this is going to be kind of a weird one. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, so far I don't really see anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, just going for the caps. So we're going to speed this one along a little bit. Let's see what we get. Huff has 16k right now. He could have went double tank this turn, but he goes infantry tank instead, which I guess is okay. So it's kind of a weird situation, you know, because your opponent has a whole bunch of money banked up, and you also have a whole bunch of money banked up. So if you go double tank, your opponent could bust out classy medium tank or do some kind of a tech up, which could potentially ruin your double tanks, and then you wouldn't have the money to tech up immediately right afterwards. So maybe just buying one tank is an okay choice, you know. Plus we do need infantry in order to continue capping those properties, so I don't necessarily disagree with that. It looks like Grimm has also done the exact same thing. So we are going to be just playing chicken until somebody busts out a tech up unit. Alright, tank recon. I mean, I guess recon is probably okay. It's going to be a little bit slow getting down here because of all the planes, but if you send it to the middle, I think it'll be okay. But I mean, you could send it down here still, and it'll be like, it'll be what it is, you know. But it will be a very slow unit getting down there. But it is a Von Bolt recon, so it's going to be very effective. Parking the tank on the HQ, full coverage of all of the northern units here, so I do like that. Tank on the bottom, little triple infantry line right now too. Yeah, okay, here we go. Now we're cooking. We're cooking. We're getting places here. Love that cheering. The infantry, they're just super excited. Okay, it looks like Von Bolt is going to be acquiring the airport here next turn. It will take Grimm another 2 days in order to get the airport. But he does bust out the classiest unit in Advanced Wars of BioWeb, the classy medium tank. You love to see it, folks. We got to get those guys on the field. Everybody needs to show the medium tank the proper respect that it deserves, for it is the classiest unit in Advanced Wars BioWeb. Ooh, and there you go. We got a second classy medium tank on the field. Love it. Absolutely love it. Can't even say anything bad about it because it is the most beautiful unit out there. All right. More cheers from the infantry as they capture more properties. And now we bust out the anti-air. I don't really like the anti-air out of the southern property because, I mean, the north is where the air units are going to be coming from, so it would be more worthwhile to have it in the air. If you build it down here, I guess you could send it this way and it would still get up here, but more immediate reinforcement would be the northern property. And also, if you're playing Grimm, so the one thing that Grimm is really, really good at is air combat. So one thing I would suggest is if you do decide to bust out a little Grimmage in your life, is you do want to get the airport as quickly as you can, and you want to be busting out those air units just non-stop. Non-stop air units. You get like battlecopter tank infantry, battlecopter tank infantry. If you get that combo going, I mean, you're almost unstoppable. As long as you don't misplay. If you misplay, well then, misplays are the thing that really kill a lot of Grimm players. But yeah, if you just don't misplay, then you're beautiful. You're having a good time. Bust out the stinkiest of all units. So you bust out the stinky Neotank. So that guy is on the field right now. Although Grimm Neotank, although it be stinky, you know, it's a very strong unit indeed. This guy is going to be causing all sorts of massive damage to Von Bolt. I mean, the Grimm Neotank is going to be the one unit that can do extremely large amounts of damage to to Von Bolt. So let's see what this guy manages to do here. Just out of curiosity, so we're gonna pop open the damage calculator. We're just gonna take a quick look. So if we plop over that Neotank, and let's say we attack the medium tank, so this guy is gonna be able to do 63 to 68% damage against a medium tank, like on a city, right? However, if we swap that, the medium tank versus the Neotank is still going to do 50% damage, like roughly around 50. So I do still like those odds. If you manage to catch him on a city, you're doing 75% damage. But if you swap that, right, you know, well, not a mountain, but if we get a plane, I mean, most likely he's going to have it on a plane. There's so much plane. Yeah, if you catch a Von Bolt medium tank on a road, you were doing 94 to 102% damage with a comm tower. So, yeah, you don't want to be caught slacking when you're fighting Grimm. That is for sure. All right, Von Bolt busting out the battlecopters. Oh, taking a free shot on a tank here too. So yeah, that's another thing, is when you're playing Grimm, you want to be playing just outside of range of your opponent. You don't really want to be pushing up too far. You want to just get your position and then just start smothering your opponent. You want to take Von Bolt, you want to toss him out of his chair, put a pillow on him, and just smother him. That's what you want to do. Maybe not that violently, but you know, that's essentially what you want to be doing. Alright. Schmother. Alright, so Grimm in a little bit of a bad spot. Not like super bad, but like I said, if we had busted that anti-air up north, the anti-air would have been up north right here, right now, and it would be able to ward off these battlecopters like no problem. Grimm could potentially still do some stuff though. You know, he could actually, might not be the best play, but he could go bomber at the moment and just start obliterate. He could potentially go bomber and obliterate the anti-air and then send the bomber up north. So that's a possibility. I mean, Grimm bombers are, I mean, the classy boys of the sky, folks. They're incredibly powerful. Busts out another stinky boy. Interrupts the cap, but doesn't really go any farther than that. Oh no, he's on the road. Oh no. No, we put it on the road. This is the one thing that we do not want to do, folks. This is the one thing we don't want to do. And what did this Neotank attack? Like, we attacked a 3 HP tank. So we attack a 3 HP tank, but we are going to get hit by a classy boy, folks. We are going to see the classy boy do an insane amount of damage to this Neotank. Like, hands down, it is going to happen. Let's watch this one, folks. It's going to be wild. Yeah, that's a huge overextension, so we definitely don't want to be doing that. These guys right here, that's the huge overextension. We definitely want to keep those guys back. Okay, this is going to be absolutely massive. Oh my god, he took him down to 4. Holy macaroni and cheese, folks. That is a massive hit. Massive hit. Now, the one thing that we could have done too, right? So there is a possibility here. So in a different world, if we had not gone in for this attack, right, we would have had this tile open, and if we had that tile open, we would have been able to do an additional attack here. So if our defender is Grimm and our attacker is another tank, let's say, boom, you do an additional 21 to 32% damage right there. That guy goes down to 1 and he is out of battle. I mean, the 4 HP Neotank could still potentially do some damage. That is the one issue here. It might not be able to do like a whole lot of damage, but let's say he pops his super co-power. Look at this, pops the super co-power, will be able to do almost 80% damage to just a normal tank. Let's say he's attacking the medium tank. He's going to be able to do almost 50% damage. Not even almost, like he's almost guaranteed to get 50% damage right there. So if we had gone in for that attack instead of taking out the 3 HP, that would have been pretty good. We could have actually cleared it too, because we do have an additional attack here that could have wrapped around and went on the HQ. Would have guaranteed the clear on that guy. So those are just little things that you could think about for sure in the future. This opens up our copters to being attacked as well by the anti-air. That is gonna actually, here's a fun fact for you. Let's check out what this is gonna do. Oh boy, 159% damage. Oh no, we're gonna lose 22 health if we get hit by the super. Oh, that's enough to take out both the battle copters and the artillery right beside it, folks. Massive, just absolutely massive damage. All right, so that was a huge push by Von Bolt. Grimm definitely in a pickle, definitely overextended far too much here, but he does pop the Knuckle Duster. So not the super co-power, but the co-power. And he goes in for the attack on the Classy Boy, taking him all the way down to 3. We can get a clear on the Classy Boy if we attack him with the tank. Like tank, Knuckle Buster tank versus medium tank. That should be enough. I mean, it's probably gonna work, but yeah, I probably would have used the super co-power. I mean, if anything, but yeah, he built a tank too, so I mean, going up here, you're just gonna end up losing that tank too, or that anti-air. So he brings the Neotank up, but now, okay, so this is a pretty dangerous situation here as well. So Von Bolt, he's about to get super, and we put our units like together over here. So we're clumped up in a pretty big ball over here. Most likely the Ex Machina will probably just hit right here, which is going to stun our Neotank. That's if he goes in for it, which he should. I think it's going to hit the Neotank if he pops it. Oh boy. He blocks the airport. He doesn't even pop the super co-power. Okay. I mean, he doesn't really have to. That's the thing. Alright, he's going in. He's attacking a battlecopter with a Classy Boy. Does 2 damage. Wild. Wild stuff. Moves up with the tank. Does a double hit. And just take that guy out. Does absolutely no damage to the tank, though. It's kind of sad. Kind of unfortunate. Alright. Once again, Von Bolt's turn. Let's see what he manages to do. Now we pop the super. So that definitely hit the Neotank. Yeah. So That's the only thing. That's the only other thing, man. When we're fighting Von Bolt, we gotta watch out where we put the units. And we only have 2 units that are like pretty effective at the moment. And we just put them right beside each other. So, I mean, that's guaranteed Von Bolt bait. And all the old Bolty boys just moving around, just casually taking out every other thing on the field. Ooh, sack ourselves into the anti-air for some reason. Not sure why we did that. I mean, that's not really going to do much, but hey, style points. Alright, we have 1 anti-air strike. We pop a power. We're going to interrupt the capture. That counter damage, though. That's wild counter damage. Ooh, even with Von Bolt's super, Grimm is still able to do 5 damage on the city. Busts out a Mega Tank. Oh my god. We busted out a Mega Tank, folks. This is going to be wild. So, I believe that Von Bolt should quite potentially have a unstoppable HQ cap here. Maybe not, but I mean it should be fairly possible. It just depends on the rolls, but let's see. So let's see what this roll is, right? So if we do a tank and we do anti-air, so we take this guy all the way down to anywhere between 30 and 22 health left. So let's say this guy goes down to 3, which he would, and then we follow up with a copter. We're doing 31 to 40% damage. So if we go tank, copter, then we destroy that guy. Then we move down here, clear the tank, move the recon right here, cap with the infantry, block, smother. Then we get the HQ, and there's pretty much nothing he can do about it. So I'm not sure if he's going to go for it or not, but let's see. Oh, he goes in with the copter. Alright, we go in. Ooh, so I think we did this a little bit wrong. I'm not sure. Let me see if it is possible. So we go in here, we cover there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm very curious. Very curious to see if this is even possible. We're going to go to the move planner, folks.
A few moments later.
Okay, folks, on screen, I figured it out. It is definitely possible to get the unstoppable HQ cap here. On screen, it should show it. I think it's definitely possible. It requires 1 luck roll that would be like almost 80% guaranteed. So, I mean, it would hinge on that, but all in all, it does look like it's possible. So let's see what Huff decides to do here. Anyways, so he does go in, like I said. Goes in for the attack. Now, not that it really matters, like, too much, right? But this would probably work too, but he needs to move the recon right here. So if he moves the recon right here, then that would be a guaranteed one as well. But Mega Tank is going to one-shot this, then he's going to move in and he's going to be able to interrupt that. It's not going to, like, it's not going to hold, like, long-term or anything, but, you know, it's interrupt. So it makes the game last for 1 more day, so it's pretty fun. Alright, so day 15 busts out the classy boy of the sky. 3 HP tank, clears the old Neotank, clears the stinking Neotank. 2 battlecopters attacking Mega Tanks. Clears base, covers base, and that is basically game. And then he caps the HQ. So, yeah, that was a game. That was a game indeed. One of the games of all time, folks. We did manage to get that HQ. I think I really really like the push on the HQ. I think it could have been done just slightly differently. If we did do it slightly differently, it would allow for the guaranteed instead of the short interrupt. But I mean, at that point, Grimm really didn't have that much left to sort of, you know, attack into it, right? But I think one of the major problems here, so it was like the thing that happened here is when we got down to, well, one thing is we didn't go for the copters right away. So that was one problem. Second problem is we didn't really bust out this anti-air in the right spot. It needed to be busted out up here in order to lock the airport a lot quicker. We could have definitely brought this army up here and fought over this area as well, which would have gave like Grimm a little bit more defense. I guess it would have gave him a lot more defense too, but we have to deny that airport for sure. Building the anti-air up north would have definitely did that. But yeah, the second thing is when we got to this section right here, we pull back, but the problem is we leave our units on roads right here, which is not really the kind of place that you want to be as Grimm, especially against non-bolt. We also leave it open to a double attack right here. Tactically, we leave it open to a classy boy attack. Does have coverage over here. Now, I think he might have been doing this because he wanted the Neotank to go up and attack, but... or maybe he wanted him to be baited in with the Neotank, but it would have been a lot better for Grimm to just gather a whole bunch of units and then be able to just fight off Von Bolt when he had like more firepower, because unfortunately once he got to this point, and then once Grimm pushed in with not really too much else covering these units here, Von Bolt just counters, and then at that point it is just a slow crawl to victory. So well played by Huff123. Good job, Altac. Looking forward to seeing more games from both of you guys in the future. And if you guys enjoyed that, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. I will see you all on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.